Everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. So, a second woman has now accused Andrew Cuomo of sexual harassment. Like Lindsay Boylan, who I talked about last week, this woman was also an aide. She's now a former aide to the New York governor. She's 25-year-old Charlotte Bennett. She told the New York Times, quote, "I understood that the governor wanted to sleep with me and felt horribly uncomfortable and scared, and was wondering how I was going to get out of it and assumed it was the end of my job." Here's what Bennett alleges to have happened. She claims that during a conversation with Cuomo, she offhandedly mentioned being a sexual assault survivor, and she said that he had a very strange reaction. He stared into her eyes and he kept repeating, quote, "You were raped and abused and attacked and assaulted and betrayed." Apparently, he kept repeating that over and over again while staring at her, and she said it made her feel as if he was testing her. So that's odd, but I wouldn't call that sexual harassment. But there was another incident that is a little more clear-cut. For the record, he doesn't seem to be denying that he said these things. He just has a different excuse for it. But I'll get to that in a moment. So the second incident occurred on June 5th of just last year, 2020. Bennett says that she was alone with Cuomo in his office, and he asked her if her romantic relationships were monogamous. And then he asked her, allegedly, if she ever had sex with an older man. He also allegedly asked if she thought that age made a difference in relationships. And then he told Bennett that he was open to relationships with women in their 20s. So creepy, very creepy, especially coming from your boss. In the same incident, she said that he also was complaining about being lonely due to the pandemic, and he made a comment about how he hadn't really been able to hug anyone. Then he asked her who she last hugged, and she said that she tried to dodge the question by saying that she missed hugging her parents. And Cuomo allegedly replied to that by saying, quote, "No, I mean like really hugged somebody." Asking about her relationships, whether they're monogamous, if she ever had a relationship with an older man. I mean, just not appropriate. Like I said the other day about the other aide that came forward. So Bennett provided the New York Times with contemporaneous text messages to one of her friends regarding this first incident. And the New York Times also spoke with one of her friends who didn't want to be named, as well as her mother, who both confirmed that they were told about these encounters at the time that they allegedly occurred. So she does appear to have corroboration of at least her perception of what took place. As with the other woman, though, I will point out that neither one of them has alleged that Cuomo has touched them sexually. So I just want to put that out there to be safe. But Bennett also informed Cuomo's chief of staff about the conversation on June 5th, shortly after that took place, and then provided a statement to his special counsel later in that month, something that the special counsel also confirmed without providing any private details. She says that she was then transferred to another job in November where she was much happier. So it's not like she was transferred against her will. She had apparently inquired about this position in the past, and so they moved her there. Bennett says that she didn't insist on an investigation at the time that this occurred because she just wanted to move on. And that's very typical with sexual harassment, sexual assault. I mean, we just want to get away from it. However, in light of these new allegations that have come out, including not just the sexual harassment allegations, but the bullying tactics that people are now saying that Cuomo uses very often to get his way, she said that she feels that he needs to be stopped. Basically, he can't keep mistreating people. Cuomo, as I said, he denies making any advances towards Bennett. He called it playful banter, basically, and said that it was misinterpreted as unwanted flirtation. He claims that he was trying to act as a mentor to Bennett and that he never intended to make her feel the way she did. If you know someone's been sexually assaulted in the past, and especially if you're in a position of power over that person, you steer clear of all relationship and sexual conversations, especially because that person was already put in a position where they felt helpless, where they felt like someone else had control over them. Being sexually assaulted makes you feel that way. Like someone took your autonomy away, someone took your power away. Even if he didn't mean anything by it, even if he wasn't coming on to her or suggesting a relationship with her, you don't bring things up like that. Number one, at work. Number two, with someone who is your subordinate. And number three, with a sexual assault survivor. So even if he meant nothing by it, it just shows a complete and utter lack of awareness on his part. And it just makes him sound like a Neanderthal. One other detail I failed to mention last week in regard to Lindsay Boylan's allegation, she was the first woman to come forward about Cuomo, is that she also claims that Cuomo once asked her if she wanted to play strip poker with him. Again, she was a subordinate, she was married, he had already told her and others that she looked like his ex-girlfriend. She had been told by other staff that he had a crush on her. So yeah, no, you don't do that. You don't go there. You know, is this just a situation where you have a clueless man who truly doesn't personally know anyone who's been sexually assaulted, and so he just doesn't get it? And so he's just being inept and saying inappropriate things without understanding. You know, if this was the only woman, this Bennett woman, if she was the only one who came forward with her story, I could say maybe he was just being an idiot and he didn't understand how it would be taken or how it would make her feel. But when you add to it then Boylan's story of him calling her to his office, them being alone together, and him making the comment about the cigars and Clinton, and then the strip poker, and then kissing her, it just adds up to no good. We'll see. Typically, if there's more to come out, then more will come out soon, because it's kind of like once the dam breaks, then women feel like there's safety in numbers and they feel a little bit stronger and safer to tell their own stories. So I'll keep you guys posted, but people are calling for investigations. Cuomo is trying to get his own investigation done. Others want a more independent investigation. So I will keep you posted on that as well. As always, thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care, and I will talk with you soon.